Welcome to my last minute channel.
Rishi Sunak, golden era of UK-China relations is over. Rishi Sunak has said the so-called golden era of relations with China is over, as he vowed to evolve the UK's stance towards the country. In his first foreign policy speech, the PM said the closer economic ties of the previous decade had been naive. He said the UK now needed to replace wishful thinking with robust pragmatism towards competitors. But he warned against Cold War rhetoric, adding that China's global significance could not be ignored. Mr. Sunak has faced pressure from Tory backbenchers to toughen the UK's stance on China since he took over as Tory leader and UK Prime Minister last month. The speech, to the Lord Mayor's banquet in London, comes after protests in China over the weekend against the country's strict COVID lockdown laws. Police have made several arrests, and a BBC journalist was detained while covering a protest in Shanghai on Sunday. He was beaten and kicked by the police during his arrest, and held for several hours before being released. Mr. Sunak told the audience of business leaders and foreign policy experts that, in the face of the protests, China had chosen to crack down further, including by assaulting a BBC journalist. We recognize China poses a systemic challenge to our values and interests, a challenge that grows more acute as it moves towards even greater authoritarianism, he said. He added that the golden era of UK-China relations was over, along with the naive idea that more trade with the West would lead to Chinese political reform. The phrase golden era is associated with closer economic ties under former Prime Minister David Cameron, but relations between London and Beijing have since deteriorated. However, Mr. Sunak stressed that we cannot simply ignore China's significance in world affairs, to global economic stability or issues like climate change. He added that the UK would work with allies including the US, Canada, Australia, and Japan to manage this sharpening competition, including with diplomacy and engagement. It means standing up to our competitors, not with grand rhetoric but with robust pragmatism, he added. Mr. Sunak and Chinese President Xi Jinping were set to meet for the first time at the G20 summit in Indonesia earlier this month, but the encounter was cancelled following a missile blast in Poland. Mr. Sunak's predecessor Liz Truss was reportedly planning to recategorize China as a threat to the UK as part of a review of its foreign policy. In his speech, Mr. Sunak echoed the phrase used in the review, that China is a systemic challenge. He said there would be more details of the review in the new year. The truth is, right now, we don't know in practical terms what this new approach will actually amount to. Mr. Sunak is promising more detail in what is known as the Integrated Review, which will set out the UK's national security and foreign policy, in the new year. But we know already how China is now described, a systemic challenge. The government hopes that people will understand that international relations, like any human relations, are complex and nuanced, that a binary approach, as they see it, would not be in the UK's interests.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell for more up-to-date news.